What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to talk on the Nuggets, the Denver Nuggets, right? And more specifically, Jamal Murray, right? And because, in my opinion, I don't believe that Jamal Murray really gets enough credit for being, an all-star level basketball player. I don't think he's been in an all-star game yet. But I think, in my opinion, he's an all-star level basketball player. When people talk about the Joker, they mainly say that the Joker is just carrying this team. You got Jamal Murray, you got the guy Michael Porter was on there, Michael Porter Jr., Gordon. And my all four of those guys are really good basketball players, and those are the guys that the Joker won a championship with, right? And in order to win a championship, you just can't have one great basketball player and expect to win a championship. And so when people say that the Joker is carrying them, I just think is not true. And evidence of that is how Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets have been playing while the Joker is out. And Jamal Murray is doing so good that on the running back podcast, they were saying, they asked the question, is Jamal Murray a top 3 point guard in the West? And I think that's a very good question. I think he is one of the top point guards in the West. Top, in my opinion, I could say that. I could agree with that he's a top point guard in the West. I just think that, like I said, when you have somebody like the Joker on your team, people try to diminish your other teammates in order to uplift the Joker. When I don't think it's really is necessary. If Jamal Murray is good, he good. That's just like when you had Luka was on the same team with Jalen Brunson, right? And it was all about Luka. It was all about Luka. And then when Jalen Brunson leave because he felt like he was undervalued, Luka was getting all of the shine. He felt like he was undervalued. And what happened? He goes to New York and he just blows up. Now I'm sure to Jalen it wasn't a surprise because he bet on himself. He knew what he could do. He knew that if you put him in that number one spot, that he could shine like that. And so since he's been to New York, and people try to say that he's gotten better or any just so they can't say that they was wrong when they were saying that Luca was the one who was carrying him. And so that's why I think that in this situation, although they still playing together on the same team, Murray and and the Joker, I just think that he don't get enough credit for being a player that he is. So with that being said, man, I'm gonna put on this running back. I'm gonna play the audio from the running back podcast, and I'm gonna let these guys give their opinion on what they think about Jamal Murray.
You want to do some Nuggets maps now? I'm scared. Yay! Nuggets rout them, by the way. Third straight win for Denver, 118-109. Jamal Murray, 33-5. Aaron Gordon with 22-6. Najee Marshall, 24-5. But Cooper Flag did leave this game in the second quarter with an ankle injury. Second place for the Denver Nuggets right now out west. They've gone 6-3 without the big guy, who is due back soon, by the way. So, Lou, I'll start with you. How surprised are you that not only have they tread water, they've actually been quite good?
All right, so before Lou even say so, I just don't think that anybody should be surprised. Like I said, these guys, they won a championship with the Joker. Murray won a championship with the Joker, so he's just doing what he has always done.
I'd be lying if I say I wasn't slightly surprised, but this is a very capable basketball team, and I liked what you're getting out of the other guys. I like what you're getting out of Peyton Watson. Obviously Jamal Murray is having a career year. He's going to be a first-time All-Star this year. God willing, the talent is there, but if he can stay healthy, he's definitely going to be a first-time All-Star. But I love to see it. I love the way that this team has responded with Jokic being out of this lineup. When you stand next to such a bright light like that, it kind of dims your light. So for him to not be there and these guys have an opportunity to shine bright and still be successful with his absence, I love that. I love the fact that Jamal Murray is having an opportunity to stand out and show that, hey, I can keep this thing stable until big fella gets back. I love the fact that my man Peyton, he's out there hooping the way that he's hooping, averaging almost 25 points a game and over what? I'm sorry, I can't even remember, but those two guys are absolutely balling. Aaron Gordon is back in the lineup, and he's balling. So they've shown that they're a capable basketball team. And look, when Jokic goes off and he has these nights where he has these big gaudy numbers with 10, 15, 20 assists and all of these things, he got to pass the ball to somebody, and they got to be able to finish that for him to get assists. Now we're starting to shine the light on those guys. So it's great to see, but slightly surprised, but not very at most.
I don't get why, like other professional basketball players would say they were surprised. Take, for instance, like Lou Williams. If he was playing with the Joker, he would want people to give him his credit for being able to be, he's a professional basketball player. And a lot of times stars are chosen, right? And it just so happened that they chose the Joker and they didn't choose, he's the star of this team. What is it? Murray is not the star of this team, but just because Murray was not chosen as the star of this team, don't mean that Murray is not a great basketball player and that he couldn't be the star of this team. And so to me, that's what it's all about. But everybody just pumped this narrative that, that this team was being carried by the Joker. Now, and I'm not just saying that the Joker is not a really good basketball player. It's just that nobody can do it by themselves, and you got to have capable guys around you, because if the Joker was not, if he didn't have Gordon and, like I said, and Jamal Murray with him when they had that championship, those guys played significant roles in in them getting that championship. So I don't understand why they push that narrative that like he's surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised just obviously how good Jokic is and how much he impacts the game, that you think if you take that off the court, they're going to really struggle. And on the flip side, I just think this experience and this opportunity that these guys are getting that they don't normally get, the guys like Jones, the guys like Pickett, Peyton Watson, I always just thought he was like this long, versatile, defending, shot blocking wing. This dude is a bucket, and he is so athletic, and he's averaging 25 points. Like, he's cooking. So I love to see these other guys get opportunities, because we all know how good Jokic is. And even Jamal Murray, this guy is probably one of the best players to never not be an all-star. Jokic goes out, their team not only keeps winning, but he is carrying them. He is doing everything offensively. And he's playing the same way he does with Jokic, just a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more assertive, which is awesome. And so I look at this team. I had no idea that this team was deep. I didn't know they were going to be this balanced, but all it took was Jokic going out for a couple of weeks to realize, now this team is stacked. They're so balanced. They're so versatile. They can go small. They can go big. And Jamal Murray is that dude. And I will throw a fit if he's not an all-star, because he is definitely
okay. All right. Is he definitely an all-star?
1,000%. 1,000%. It's probably two guards in the East that's playing better than Jamal Murray right now, and that's Steph Curry and SGA at the point guard position. Other than that, he's right there in the conversation. That's it.
So top three.
Yeah, man. I would, if I was on it, I just would want to ask those guys, man, like, how do you not know that, like as soon as it's next man up, especially in basketball, like in the NBA, you talking about the top 450 guys in the NBA, right? And so you got, everybody can play. So it's like I said, stars, they're just choosing who they want the stars to be. Sometimes, every once in a while, you get somebody who just absolutely sets himself apart from everybody else, right? But for the most part, man, stars are really chosen. They chosen. And so now that you got Murray stepping up, I'm not surprised. Murray and Gordon just doing now what they did when the Denver Nuggets won the championship with the same basically the same crew, with the exception of Michael Porter is gone now, and you got, you know, 1 or 2 new guys in there with him. But for the most part, you still got the same big three. You got the Joker, you got Murray, and you got Gordon. You know, and so they added some more scoring and some more defense, and they not missing a beat. You know, they got a good team basically, and so I don't understand why they surprised. But let me see what else, if they have anything else to add.
3 for Lou. Top 3 for you, Chandler?
Well, this year, no doubt, when you look at the second best team in the Western Conference and where they are in the standings and what the situation is without their all-world Hall of Fame MVP Jokic, yes, he is an all-star. I don't care if it's over a legacy, Steph Curry, if it's over, I don't care. He is an all-star this year, and he deserves it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's why, you know, it's good not to let anybody else. And a lot of basketball players, you know, in the league, they really don't pay any attention to like what the media say, because it's all about, you know, a narrative. And like I said, when you have guys who actually, both of these guys played in the league, you know, and so they know that a lot of, you know, you have guys who don't get the opportunity to shine like that, but that don't mean that they don't have the talent, right? So I'm not surprised that Jamal Murray is doing what he been in the league for a long time. And so they try to act like this is a rags to riches or a underdog type situation, when Jamal Murray he's a championship level basketball player. Gordon is a championship level basketball player, but they just not getting their just due. So that's my take on it. I'll make sure to like, subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.